Hello, this is Tony from Kate's Crafty Closet, and I'm here to show you how I made and put together this fun little stitched rainbow card. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you want to see how I actually did the stitching for the rainbow, check out the link I'm going to provide below to a periscope. Every Friday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do what we call a periscope train. It's several of us creators who showcase a project, or we discuss things going on crafty wise. So if you're interested and you like that type of format, make sure you click on the periscope link and sign up today. It's free. And like I said, every Fridays from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like last week, we had 4 people came on and we made products. So I went ahead and showed how I stitched this die. This is a rainbow die from the stamp market. And essentially, I just took this die from Gina Designs, and I die cut it out. This is a stitched rectangle die, scallop rectangle die, and I went ahead and put the rainbow in the center, and I die cut that out. So this is the piece that you end up with once you do those two things. And then I just take some DMC floss. This is stuff I just had in my stash, and what I did was, I know I'm probably going to do a lot more rainbows in the future for cards or any other kind of projects, so I just take the number on here and I just glued it to a piece of cardstock, so I know which one I am, so if I go back to the store, I know what number to go ahead and grab, and I just kind of put them all in this little container that I got from the Dollar Tree. So put that aside, and so the next thing we need is a A2 size card. This one is a top folding one, but we're going to wind up using it landscape. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is a 100-pound cardstock, black from Recollections from Michaels, but you can use any kind of black cardstock that you may have in your stash. So we're going to go ahead and put that to the side. And next thing I went ahead and did is, out of some white Nina Solo White 80-pound cardstock, I used the other scallop stitch rectangle from Gina Marie in the same die set, and I went ahead and cut that up. And then I went ahead and used stitch rectangle from My Favorite Things and die cut another piece of white cardstock, and I also pulled out this rainbow paper pack that I got from Lawnfawn. I want to say this one particularly is called Unicorn Mane, because you can just buy this paper as opposed to the paper pack, and that was used with the MFT Wonky stitched rectangle die. So we got those little pieces that we're just going to kind of put to the side and use them as we need them. And here is one of the completed rainbows, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down using my art glitter glue, and that way we have the stitch parts. Like I said, you want to see how the stitching was done. It is a little bit more of a, it takes a little bit longer, and I didn't want to bore you with that video, but if it's something that interests you, check out that periscope, because I do it from start to finish. So I'm just going to line these up on here. This is just to give the card a little bit of layers. If you want to skip some of that, you most certainly can do that. So here we have that. Awesome. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab that rainbow paper from Lawnfawn, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down as well. If you want to use liquid adhesive, you can. If you don't, you want to use a tape runner, you most certainly can do that. Now I'm just going to do my best to line this up on here, and if it's not lined up, it's okay. So now that we got that done, I have some this is not rainbow ones, these are stitch cloud dies. This is also from MFT, and I put some smaller tape foam squares on the back of that, and we're just going to apply those to our card. I just want to give it a little bit of dimension, because what winds up happening if you glue it straight down, the bulk of the DMC floss kind of makes it a little bit wonky, which, if that's the look you're going for, there is certainly nothing wrong with that, but I just wanted to give it a little bit of dimension and bulk at the bottom. So I put the foam squares at the bottom, because like I said, right here, It's going to be bulky. And I'm going to do my best to line it up with the other stitched lines so that it doesn't overlap or look a little, the eye gets at it and looks at it like a little funky. So I'm just peeling off the release paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that one down. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is, like, I have some in my stash. I had this for a while now. This is some Fun Stampers Journey Silk, Sparkle Silk, but you most certainly can use Liquid Pixie Dust. You most certainly can use Wonky Stella, Spectrum Sparkle. You can use glitter cardstock. All depends on what you have. And I'm just going to slightly put some around. Like, you don't want to oversaturate this because it can warp. So I just try to get it as dry as I possibly can. Like, I take some of it off, and we're just going to apply this to the clouds just so we have a little bit of sparkle. Like, who doesn't love sparkle, right? And if you want to heat set this, you can, because it is a wet medium, and that's why I try to keep it a little bit not so wet. Okay, so that is kind of like that, what's going on. And then I picked out this sentiment from Paper Smooches. This is called, I don't know the name of it, Magical Sampler, and there is one on here that says you are a rare find. So I went ahead and cut down a piece of vellum. It's a strip I cut down to 1/4 of an inch, and I went ahead and heat embossed this using the Brutus Monroe Raven Ultrafine Embossing Powder. That's a really good black embossing powder, and that's the sentiment strip I'm going to put across there. So we're just going to go in, you know, with the scissors, and we're going to trim this down. Okay, and then because this is going on the back, but I'm not going to put liquid adhesive, I'm going to go ahead and grab my tape runner that I have here, and I'm just going to run adhesive, excuse me, onto the back of that vellum piece, because it's not going to show through because you got so much sparkle going on in there behind that. And you're going to just kind of put the A as just whatever you think is the center for you. And for this one, I'm not going to put any of those little stickers on there like you've seen on the original, but that is like, you are a rare find, like perfect for a rainbow sentiment, right? So let's go ahead and bring in our card base that we had before, and I'm going to adhere down. I'm just going to use my tape runner for this as well. Usually I use liquid adhesive, but I'm not going to do that today. This is that stitched rectangle frame. We're going to put it on the inside of our card, and you know I'm going to line this up to the best of my ability. And I'm not one that really, like, I don't want to get on the struggle bus by lining these up. I just go ahead and put it down. So we got that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to apply some foam squares to the back of this to give our card a little bit of dimension. That paper is double-sided, as you can see from the back, that you have a pink side to it. But there is a 6x6 paper pad for this, and I will link the paper pad, and I will link the individual paper that I bought, because I just bought the individual 12x12 of this paper pad. Like I said, I think it's called Unicorn Mane, like that, sticking together, but that's okay. Piece of foam squares that I get from the Dollar Tree. I really like them because they're really good size and they cover up the project. And we're just going to go ahead and peel off our release paper as quickly as we possibly can. Sometimes it doesn't go so well for me, but that's okay. The fun part about creating is just take your time and do it up. Like, I'm not even going to rush, even because this is a video. If I make any errors, it's great for y'all to see what I make, and then how I go about fixing it if it's fixable. All right, so that is that. I go ahead and put a little bit of liquid adhesive on the back so I have that wiggle room, because I'm not really good at lining up anything first try, second try, even third try. So don't put too much on there because it will kind of buckle your paper on the inside. All right, so we're going to bring that in. Like, I like to open this up so I can hold it down and have a little bit more wiggle room. And we're just going to do our best to line that up. And if it's not, like I said, not lined up, we are totally 100% okay with that. So that kind of completes the card for today. Like, you can add whatever you want to sequence. You can add any kind of shimmer and sparkle to it. So that was just kind of like, we have 2 takes here on it, where this I added the little bit of the stickers, little gem stickers that I picked up from the expo, which I will also link in the description box below as well. So thank you all again for joining me. Make sure you check out, if you're interested in the Periscope trains on Friday nights, please check that out. We would love to have you if you want to participate and showcase a project, or showcase a thing, something you've made, and walk us through it, or you want to discuss something crafty. Most certainly, please check it out. Join the Facebook group, Kate's Crafty Closet, as well, because that's where we do a lot of the communication aspect of it all. But again, thank you again, and y'all have a crafty day, y'all.